Hello, my name is Tom Stiles, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show number 242. I've done some shows in the past about Ham Radio Deluxe and its many features. And the other day I watched a video by VA3JPX where he showed how to use another one of its features, which is related to the data format used by hams called PSK31, and one of the options there is in this program for using that, and I believe it can be used for testing your shortwave radios and your antenna setups. So I'm going to show you that possibility. Here we go. So this is beginning of Ham Radio Deluxe. And the beauty of this program, one of the beauties of this program, there's many, is that you can use it without actually having a radio. It's basically designed to control your radio. But if you don't have one of the radios that it interfaces with, you can use this Demo Matic FT2000 radio to connect and use the other features. So we're going to do that right now. And so this is the interface to that demo pseudo virtual radio. And we're not really interested in that right now. We're interested in a subprogram of this program called DM78. So we're going to start that, DM78. 780, which is Digital Master 780. And there's a picture of Simon, who's the author of this program originally. And now we've started that program, and we have selected the PSK31 super browser, as I showed you in one of my other videos how to do this, which what it does is it's monitoring the output of your shortwave radio, and you tune to the ham bands that specifically are used for PSK31. And there's one on 80 meters, 40 meters, and on down. I've got my radio tuned to the one that's on 20 meters. And if you go up here, it'll give you an indication of what the band is. It's very light, but there it says it's 14.070. So I got my Grundig 750 tuned to that frequency. And if I turn up the volume here so that the computer program can hear it, and you'll probably be hearing it now, then what it would do is it would start decoding the PSK31 data. Now, it's 7:30 in the morning down here in Florida, so there's probably not a whole lot on. Yeah, I just listened. There's not much on, so I'll leave that that volume turned up in case something comes on, because it's not overriding my volume, hopefully. But once you turn this on, you can also enable the reception reporter. And you go up to, when you get the super browser open up, go up to super browser, you go down to options, and you come down here to PSK Reporter. And what this does for you is that when this program and your shortwave radio detect a PSK transmission from an amateur, it will pull off his call sign and then look it up and determine where that station is throughout the world and post that up to a reporter website that everybody can do this and report that they've received so and so and so and so. Or if you have an amateur and you're transmitting, it will show that your transmission was received by other people. But in this case, we're going to use it to indicate that we have received signals from transmitters throughout the world. By doing that, we can see how our radio and antennas are working. And therefore, you could like change antennas or move your antennas or whatever. Now, what you have to do is you have to put in a call sign. If you're not an amateur, you can just put in your an acronym or a name or a handle of some kind. But the important part is you have to put in your locator. And you can go on the internet and find out what your locator is, which is a code that determines where you're located in the world. It's set up by the Amateur Radio Society and the ARRL. So you need that specific information. And then it uses your call sign so that you can, when you go to the web page that has the reports, you can search on your call sign or name or ID, and it will show you the stations that you received. So, and you do that, let me say OK here, you do that up here under call sign My Info. And so you put in that information right here. Now, I have temporarily taken my call sign out so that I can show you that anyone can do this, which that's what I learned from VA3JPX, is that you don't have to have a call sign to use this function. I thought you had to have a call sign, but you don't. You just need to put in some kind of acronym for your call sign, but the important part is the location here. And like I say, you can get that by going to a website that shows you, and I'll put that in the show notes, what kind of website you can use to find out your locator. That's the important part, because that determines where to put you. This program puts you on the world map, and then you'll see some interesting things that I'll show you hopefully in a few seconds. Okay, so once you get it set up and you've got it running, you can display the reception reports. Now, here is a world map of all the receptions. So it's not just mine. And you can see it's a lot of people that use this program, or there's some other programs that will also upload these reception reports to this website. So it's not just this program. And it's called PSKREPORTER.info. Okay, so what I want to do is, see, I have, the default is to my call sign, which is KE4GSK. But I didn't use that last night. And you can let this run. It will record your reception reports for 24 hours, and then it resets and records the next 24. So you can get data for 24 hours by having your radio on, having this program running, and just let it collect the data, which is what I did last night. So if I go, hopefully this will work, and I put in Tom S. So I only get the ones that Tom S. reported. And I say go. Here are the ones that over the past 24 hours, my radio has received and decoded these PSK31 transmissions. And by using this program, by using the HamRadioDeluxe program, specifically the Digital Master 780, it has reported my receptions. So we can zoom in here, and you can see that the past 24 hours, and I didn't run this continuous because I had to stop it a couple of times because I was doing shows and recording other stuff, so I had to turn off the input a couple of times. So it wasn't continuous, but it was pretty, I would say, out of the 24 hours, I've got maybe 12 hours of recording done, and you can see all the stations that I received. Of course, There's a bunch of them. Let me zoom in a little more. No, let me show you right now what I've got. So you can see there's a whole bunch in the United States where I live. And then there's a few in Europe that I got. And I don't know if you can see this, but as I mouse over one of these stations that I received, down here it tells me the details. So it says, and it tells me when I received it, where it was, the bearing, and the distance. And for instance, this was a station that was broadcasting from Sicily, Italy, and I received it at 4:22 UTC, which is about 11 o'clock p.m. my time, and the distance was almost 15,000 kilometers, and the bearing was 256 degrees. So that's this one right here. And then you can, click other ones. Like here's I got one down here in South America. It was only 2,039 kilometers and a bearing of 160 degrees from me. Now, what surprised me about this, and maybe because I turned it off too soon, I only got one station over in this direction. And that one was 15,000 kilometers. I was thinking that early in the morning that I would get more from this area, Asia. But maybe that's because I terminated it about 5 a.m. this morning. And that's usually when those stations start coming in. So you can see the benefit of this program and this reporter of, I just zoomed in, of testing your radios and your reception and your antennas. Now, I'm not sure what this little semicircle is. I'm almost thinking that maybe that's indicating where I got the direction I got the most signals. If anybody can tell me what this little circle means, I really appreciate it. I tried to look it up, but I have not found out what that means. So anyway, I hope this was something that you might be interested in. Again, the basic program is HamRadioDeluxe. Pretty easy to set up. If you have any questions, please send me an email at TRRS73@gmail, and I'll try to answer them. I am definitely no expert about this program. It has so many features, and this is one feature I think we can use to check out our radios. If you got a couple of different radios, you can kind of find out which one's the most sensitive, and if you got different antennas, you can try them out. So that's for the show for this morning. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.